Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hang our harps upon the willows in the midst thereof. For there they that carried us away captive required of us a song, and they that wasted us required of us man, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. You know, I've got to just kind of talk about the situation here, how that the children of Israel are now out of their homeland and they are in Babylon, and they are situated now by the riverside. And being there by the riverside, they are being taunted by their enemy. Enemy is playing with their mind, playing with their emotions, and most of all, playing with the fact that they have no freedom. And then the enemy required of them a song. Now remember, a song is associated, should be associated with joy and laughter. But then there are times when you sing a song that depicts sorrow and grief. This is one of those times when the song that the enemy wanted them to sing would not be a song of joy. They said, sing us a song that you sang in your homeland, but they couldn't sing that song because they were oppressed, they were downtrodden, and they felt rather depleted when it came to being a human being. It seems as though their humanity had been taken from them, and they were not able to really enjoy just being who they were. So while they sat at the river of Tibar, they remembered the good times. They remembered how that they used to just have a time in their homeland. They remembered how they could smell the mirth and the incense that was mingled in the garments of the priest as they left and went back to their home. And after they had stood in front of the altar, the incense was, the fragrance was within their very garments, in their very body, and they remember that. But now here they are in a place where there is no joy, where there is no power, where there is no deliverance. And they had the nerve to ask them to sing us a song. They could not sing because they had shackles on their mind, and they had a weariness in their heart. But one thing they had that gave them hope, and that was the fact that God was still on their side. And even though they couldn't sing, I guess the thing they could do was just remember. Sometimes when you can't sing, you just ought to remember what God have done for you. If you can't sing, just remember how God have been good to you. If you can't sing, just remember how God had brought you out. If you can't sing, just remember what the Lord did for you. And then that will give you hope. It will give you the ability to look beyond your present condition. I want to say that David one time said, blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do he meditate day and night, and he shall be like a tree planted by the river. Now here's the contrast. One river is a river of sorrow, the other is a river of production and a river of plenty. The question is, how are you looking at your river? Many times we look at rivers, that particular time they looked at the river as if it was their doom, but they should remember the scripture that said you can stand up and be like a tree planted by the rivers of living water. It does not matter where you are, it does not matter who you are around. If you can remember what God has said, if you can remember what God has done, future will be better off. But you got to remember that you have been planted by the rivers, and you are like a tree that shall never die, and your fruit shall prosper, your leaves shall be green, and you shall have an abundance. Even though you're in the face of opposition, it does not matter. God is still on your side, and He has a word for all of us, and that word is, no matter where you are, if you can remember my word, if you can rest in my word, if you can stand on my word, if you can trust my word, everything gonna be all right. And that's what I'm saying to you today, my friend. It's gonna be all right. No matter what situation of life, it's gonna be all right. That woman, that man, that boy, that girl that have experienced a hardship, it's gonna be all right. You may be down and you may not be able to sing, but remember what God said. He said, "Lo, I'm with you always, even unto the end of the world, and I'll be with you." Remember, it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right.